Hello, this is George Senda, the real, official, authentic, original, the one, the only, the official, the guy from Pittsburgh. Except no cheesy YouTube imposters or trolls. Alright, now, I did a live chat last night. And I've been doing this for 11 years. And yet people come into my home because when they're in chat, they're in my house. I'm not in their house. And I would never do what they do in their house that they do in my house. They tell me what to do. They tell me how to live. They tell me how to spend my money. They tell me where to go, where not to go, whether to stay here or go back east or whatever. They tell me how to handle my finances, how to live my life, how to even get another refrigerator or not. But that's my choice. I have no inherent right to tell me or anybody else what to do with their lives unless they're assisting me in person, helping to pay for it, helping to move it, helping to dispose of it. And I'm sick and tired of it. Now, I talked about visiting my sister in Pittsburgh. I haven't seen my sister for 53 years, maybe 43. We're both old. I'd like to see my sister before she passes on. I also haven't seen my nieces and my nephew and my cousins and my grandnieces and whatever you call grandchildren of the nieces. And one of my nephews that I dearly love, actually he'd be the grandnephew. He's brilliant. He's in college. And I haven't been to Pittsburgh since 1970. I want to see my home. That's why I call myself the guy from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, not California. And they go, you're a poor man. I have credit cards. That will pay for the trip, and then I'll pay the payments when I get home. I haven't seen a Pirates game. I'm a huge Pirates fan, even though they had losing seasons. They're winning this year, which is a shock. I can't afford to go this year, but I can next year. I can't afford to take Kathy with me. And I'd love to take her to New York, but I'm afraid to go to New York myself. If I go to New York, I'd hire an armed guard, maybe 2, maybe 4, to flank me in all directions and to cover my back. New York is scary. But I talked to them about my refrigerator, my freezer, and they got this weird Indian guy in chat who tells me to unplug it and let it defrost, and all you have to do is put towels down. Hello, weird Indian guy in chat. I'll be 71 on Friday. You think I've never defrosted a refrigerator? That I don't know what to do to unplug it? And I got all kinds of suggestions why it doesn't freeze. Clean the vents, clean the inside of the refrigerator. The bottom of the refrigerator, the door doesn't seal anymore. It won't completely seal because it's a 17-year-old refrigerator and it's defective. And the rubber is warped because of heat or whatever. And the handle broke off years. I opened the door one day and the handle came off my hand. And they don't make the refrigerator anymore. It's some Roper, I think it's called. Off-brand refrigerator I never heard of. I want it out of here so that I can get a chest freezer. I've got the mini refrigerator here that's got enough ice to make the iceberg out of that Titanic because I don't know what setting. It's not new. Patty got it for me. She offered to get me a second one. I go, where would I put it? It keeps everything cold, but the ice is like, I'm going to have to unplug it and defrost it. But that's the only thing I got to keep stuff cold. But the freezer compartment is only like, So I have frozen dinners and stuff that don't always stay frozen. Hello, little girl. And I can hear it dripping inside the freezer right now from where I'm sitting. Water's dripping from somewhere. It's not going on the floor. I would have been told by my neighbor if it had gotten out. But if I unplug it for 10 hours and all the ice that may be on the motor or whatever he said was, it will flood this place. And I don't need that in the middle of the night. I have to move this bed frame. I'm sleeping on padded cushions on top of a spring bed frame. I have to move what's out in the hall to get the laundry out, get them to take the refrigerator out, and they said, well, you can get one for free. You're a poor man. I got credit accounts. I can buy a chest freezer for like $250, brand new. Get rid of the defective freezer, the defective refrigerator, and if it doesn't take up too much room, I can get I can put the mini refrigerator next to it. They would tell me to send my sister here. Why? She's been to San Francisco. She's been to the Bay Area. She's not going to. She likes being in her house. I like being in my house. But I want to see my family. And I'd like to see a Pirates game or a Steelers game, fire Mike Tomlin, or go to Pitt and see something happening there when they're not having crazy riot as they did in the last week. I went to Pitt as a gifted student for 1 year when I was 16. And if we hadn't moved, I would have gotten my degree from Pitt, and I'd probably would have had a better job than I had, or better jobs. Would have gotten a degree in history or computer science or all, although I doubt if in '68 there was any computer science classes. I don't know. They might have called them something else. But people came in and were telling me what to do left and right. And then the trolls, talking about my paying Kathy back. That's none of your business. I borrowed money from Kathy. She'll get it back. I do what I can to help her out at times. I buy her small things. I buy her what she wants. If she wants a Pokemon item or a $50 Pokemon thing that makes waffles, I buy it for her. I've been doing that for 45 years. It's none of your business. I shouldn't be attacked for it. I'm a Taurus. You can't tell a Taurus what to do. I put up with my mother for 60 years telling me what to do, not approving of what I did. You come into chat, you act respectfully toward me as a human being and a person and a video presenter. You don't come into my house and give me a ration of garbage and a ration of crap. You don't come in telling me what to do. You don't come in and argue with me or say it's your opinion. I'm not interested in your opinion if it tries to refute what I've already decided I have to do. And I'm the one that has to live in this apartment. It's my life. And I wish you'd all think about that and stop. I've done a lot of things in my life. I know how to do certain things. I can't fix the refrigerator. But when the refrigerator starts melting ice, starts melting food that I have to throw out, won't keep milk cold that I have to throw out. He'll keep water cold and they'll keep Snapple cold, but not all the time. I put this in yesterday. I drank it, but it was just about cold, about lukewarm, because the door doesn't shut right. And that's because the rubber is warped. Not anything I did. It's because the rubber's old. It's just like a gasket seal on a car. It wears out. So don't come into chat and think you have an inherent right to tell me what to do with anything in my apartment or my life. You're there to watch the video, hear me talk, make a concrete comment, a nice comment, then I reply back to that comment. I'm also very tired of every time I ask for donations to help the cats, I get the latest thing, I'm poor. I'm a student, I'm poor. I've got a rare disease, I'm poor. I can't afford it. If you can afford the internet, you can afford $5 a month. I just sent 2 gigantic boxes to Lucky Ferrell's that have been sitting in my apartment. I couldn't afford to send them off last year. They were 13 and 14 pounds a piece, and it cost me a small fortune. I charged them on my credit card. But they went off. And I've given gifts to friends who have cats. I've sent things to friends over the years, going all the way back to the 70s. You decide, I have this much money, I'm going to send it off. Now, in the old days, I had cash. Now I use credit. And then I pay down the credit card. But nobody has a right to tell me what to do with my money or my life. There's only two people I listen to. Actually, I take that back. I have online friends that I am very good friends with, and I respect their comments and suggestions. I may not always follow them, but I don't get arguments from them either, because they know better. And I will ask them, what do you think I should do about this? And they'll tell me what they think. And I said, well, gee, I think you're right, or I don't think you're right, and here's why. But there's no fighting. There's no getting me to the point where I get angry. And I had to block one guy because he wouldn't stop bringing the same subject up over and over after I tell him to stop. You get into my chat? If I tell you that's enough, that's enough. All right, I'm done. This is George Said, another guy from Pittsburgh. You get in the chat, you're visiting my home. You don't do that when you go to a party. You don't do that when you go to a meeting. You don't do that when you go to some function or a dinner or some formal affair. You don't offend the host and his wife. You don't offend your parents. Or maybe you do, I don't know. My parents are gone. But you act respectful to someone. And if you can't do that, don't come into my chat. Because I get to the point where I say, that's it, I've had it. I can't take this anymore. Because they've aggravated the hell out of me. I shouldn't have to be aggravated. I go into chat to have fun. I create live videos to have fun. I don't need to. And there is one last thing. I was almost done. For months and years, when are you going to go live? When are you going to go live? I'm waiting for live. I go live, there's nobody in the chat right away. No matter when I go on, there's nobody in chat. And there's some nights I can't go on until 10 or 11 o'clock because I've got other things going on in my life. And I'm tired of the trolls, too. And the troll imposter channel, where people think that's my channel. I get constant questions about that. It's not my channel. YouTube refuses to remove that channel. And one of these days, I'm not going to say what I'll do something about it. All right. Have a great day, morning, a great day. I will catch you next time. I'm not sure what I'm going to do today. I got to go to Target. That's my other, and maybe to Bank of America. And then I have been looking at Kathy's Echo show, and I didn't realize I had one, but it was bigger. How small it is. I've been watching the same movie on my iPad. I'll do a video on that in a minute and show you the difference. That's why I have an iPad. That's why I have a 45-inch. No, what is my television screen? 45-inch, I think. 48-inch. 48-inch. Sony hooked up to my Silicon Mac Mini, and I thank the person that gave it to me. Not the Sony, the Mac Mini. So I can see what I'm looking at. But I wanted to see if I could take the volume and the movie setting on the iPad and have it correspond to the one on the show, and it's almost impossible. I can get close to the movie, but I can't get it exactly, so I can watch the movie in synchronization. It's an interesting experiment. I'd have to get something with a little more delicacy than the little bar they have on the Echo show. One of my favorite movies. I've probably seen it 50 times, but I'm watching it again because I wanted to see what would happen if I watched the movie on the iPad and the Alexa and my television at the same time. The same movie. And, oh yeah, there is one more thing. They were criticizing me for getting an 8K TV set. There's no content. Well, there is some 8K content out there. But I would get an 8K TV set so I could see what I'm reading. And because if I put Blu-ray on, the colors will be... 4K to me was amazing when Kathy got her 4K Arrow G. We watched a Green Lantern movie, animated, on regular television. And it was like, ho-hum. And then we watched it in 4K, and we both went, wow. That's incredible. The colors, the detail you didn't see on regular HD. And then I figure 8K should be absolutely awesome. But I've seen one 8K TV set, and that's at Best Buy. And the one they had a 100-inch screen that's like $110,000 or something. I'm a little short this month. All right. Bye-bye for now. I've said my piece.